In order to open up these headlights, you will need the following tools: heat gun, couple of pry bars, and Torx 20 screwdriver bit. Start by removing the T20 screw at the top of the headlight assembly. That's the only screw holding the lens, the rest is held by the buell tape. Next, set your heat gun to the maximum setting and start slowly working your way around the edge of the lens. Make sure you keep moving the gun as you don't want to melt anything in the process. Once heated up, use smaller pry bar to release plastic clips and bigger one to start working on separating the lens. Be careful with the clips, you don't want to break them. You might need to repeat these steps a few times, gradually expanding the area you're working on. After about 10 minutes of heating and prying, you should be able to separate the lens. Most likely will come out with the insert holding both acrylic rings. Simply pull it out and set the lens aside. Next, unclip the stock brackets and release the rings. Keep the brackets in a safe place if you ever have to go back to the stock setup. Unfortunately, you will have to remove what's left of the buell tape, both from the groove on the headlight itself and the lens. There is no easy way of doing this. You will have to scrape off the tape, and if you want to have perfectly clean surface, you will have to apply adhesive remover afterwards and thoroughly clean these parts. Personally, I wouldn't bother with any adhesive removers, but that's just my preference. My kit doesn't come with any LED rings, as there's simply too many color options and it's down to personal preference of what you want to have. What you will have to pay attention to, however, is the size. These adapters will accept 90mm and 110mm LED rings. The rings themselves come with acrylic housings. You'll have to remove the adhesive tape and pull them out of the acrylic. Next, grab the box with my adapters. Inside you'll find 2 bulb-shaped plugs with pass-through cables, 4 ring adapters, mounting hardware, and written instructions. Start by installing LED ring in the adapter and position cables in one of the cutouts. Grab the OEM acrylic ring, position it in the bracket and click the entire assembly in the black insert. Secure the top clip first and then move to the bottom ones. It's important to start with the top clip as it's the weakest of them all due to LED cutout, and you should avoid putting too much tension on it. Bottom clips require significant amount of force to break. Optional step: to ensure even light distribution, you can use 600 grit sandpaper on the surface of the acrylic rings. That, however, is irreversible. I could offer acrylic rings in the future, but because it's significantly more expensive to produce them, there would have to be a demand for that. Next, insert the bulb replacement plug and push the cables into the front section of the headlight. The plug itself uses the same O-ring as bulbs do, and pass-through cables are encased in silicone. Electrical connector is directly plug and play to the OEM harness. Unfortunately, that type of connector was never intended to be used on a cable, but only as part of the bulb itself. So I couldn't purchase them from TE Connectivity, which is a manufacturer of automotive connectors used by most automakers, and I had to rely on Chinese solution. The result is a very tight fitment, but it works just fine. Once the plug is secured, position the plug insert back in its place. It has 3 locator tabs, one on each end and one at the top of it. Make sure all 3 are positioned correctly. Using provided shrink tubes, make connections between the plug and LED rings. Red wire is positive and black is negative. Some LED rings might have pink and white wires instead, in which case pink should be positive and white negative, but please always consult manufacturer's instructions and diagrams. Slide the tube over one of the wires, twist exposed strands together, slide the tube back positioning the middle piece directly over the twist, and use heat gun to seal it. Repeat the process for 3 remaining wires. Once done, use zip ties to secure everything in place. Prepare the lens for installation. If you need to clean the inside of the lens, make sure to use very soft microfiber towel and apply minimum pressure. Paper towels will easily scratch the surface. Apply fresh peel tape in the groove of the headlight and press the lens back in place. Use your heat gun to soften the tape and allow it to form good seal. Remember to reinstall the T20 screw back in its place. Now the installation is complete.